as time flies by, you'll open up your eyes wide. You feel it's gonna go your way. Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, 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 it's a brand new day.
It was wonderful to finally meet Angela at our United Nationalities of Marbella Summit last week, because as she filled in on the registration form, they certainly do have something to offer for our community. So Angela, thank you so much for coming to the summit. It was lovely to welcome you, for taking the time.
Yeah, it was
you
great
have a
event.
super project that you're part of, which is
Yes.
by Civic.
Marbella by Civic.
Marbella by Civic, and it is wonderful because it's not about sport, it's about cycling, but not in a sporty way. You can go with your, like me, with my bicycle, with my basket.
And me, I do that too.
No, because like normally when people say go cycling and the clubs, and you're thinking I've got to get the gear, the this, the that, and I've got to get a racing bike, and this isn't. This
not
is
that kind of-
incentives for me and you.
It's a not-for-profit organisation which was started almost 10 years ago by a sort of core group of Spanish local people from the community. And the whole point of it is to raise awareness of cycling as a sort of means of transport around Marbella that could replace the car, just to reduce congestion, reduce pollution, and make it easier to get around, because it is very, very hard to park in Marbella, let's be honest.
It is getting even harder when people start coming. And then also, I mean, you've got the environmental aspect, the health aspect, as opposed to getting in a car and going 2 minutes down the road.
Yeah,
you can go on a
exactly.
bicycle, so it's good in Mary's. And then also, with your association, it's almost like a social event, because it's people getting together and enjoying
they do
the air, being on the bike.
We do monthly events, more or less monthly, where we sort of just get together, a group of people, we meet at a meet point and we cycle around Marbella for an hour or so, just checking out the new cycle lanes and the Paseo. Obviously it's a beautiful place to cycle, but there are other events. There was one a few weeks ago where it was helping children who are learning how to ride bikes. That was a very big event. And there's another one last week which was linking cycling with literature, so it was people reading passages from books that featured bikes or cycling as a major theme of the book. So it's very varied, and it's a good way to meet people and integrate into the Spanish community as well.
What was your
expats.
reason for getting involved with Marbella by Civic?
Wow, it's quite by chance really. I'm a bit of an eco-warrior anyway, so I'm always searching for things to get involved in, and I just came across it completely by chance on Facebook. And I had liked a few of their photos, and then the president obviously had noticed this and sent me a private message saying, can you come to our next meeting? And I was like, oh, I'm not sure about that. And he said, just come, it'll be fine. And I said, oh, my Spanish isn't good enough. He said, just come. And I'm really glad I did, and obviously, it's very easy to get involved in it. And
what surprised you? Obviously, you didn't think it was going to be something for you. They convinced you to go. And when you did go, what was it that pleasantly surprised you? What was it about it? It was like, oh my God, this, okay.
Just how, how easily, if you want to get involved, you can be and have a role as well. So now, I'm here obviously promoting things on TV and going to be helping organise events and get T-shirts and things like that made. So it's not like you sort of go along and you sit on the edge and you're not really part of it. If you want to be part of it,
so you felt welcome from the very beginning.
Absolutely, yeah. And I like, it gives me a chance to practice my Spanish.
I was going to say, how's your Spanish doing?
It's good, it's not bad. But it's so easy to live here and stay inside the sort of expat bubble. I think it's so important, and it makes you feel a part of a community, and like you belong in the place where you live. That's
We've got a lot
like
more
it.
cycle lanes in 2017 added. Have you felt the difference as an associate who's been going for 10 years? Are you noticing that there is this response? I mean, I can remember today, Raul goes everywhere on his bike. He's a fanatic cyclist.
That's what we're noticing. So on our Facebook page, we sort of post pictures of cyclists every day that we spot, and every day there are more. Yesterday I was in my car, actually, I have to admit, but I saw a guy in a suit on his bike with his sort of briefcase in the basket on the front, cycling along the Golden Mile, and I thought he's commuting to and from work, and that's what we're trying to promote. So the one thing that we are trying to campaign for is more cycle lanes, because although we do have some, they don't always join up, and that's one of our major things that we're trying to campaign for, because we need more cycle lanes that join up, so you can get from A to B. You don't always want to be going along the Paseo Maritimo.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, that is the truth. However, I know that was a campaign in itself at the time to be able to use bicycles on the Paseo Maritimo,
and it's
and that was
fabulous.
something now that you can do. And I think to be able to have, in the sense, I would maybe like to ride on the A7 every day back and forth to Marbella, but I have to. Taking the choice between one and the other, well, I think it is a nice idea. Maybe not with the rain we've had lately, but with the
Most
good
of the
weather
year.
coming up, to be able to go on the Paseo Maritimo on the seafront and cycle nearly the whole stretch of our 27 kilometres, not quite, but that is also a work in progress. But
Yeah.
it is quite unique, quite a privilege.
Oh, and it's a fantastic place to cycle. I lived in Scotland before I came here, and despite the fact that I love riding my bike, I hardly ever did it in Scotland just because of the weather. So here we have the advantage that it's sunny almost every day. It's the perfect climate for it, and it's just way easier than parking a car. So
Well, as they say in England, on your bike. Take to your bikes. If you'd like to find more about Marbella by Civic, just go to the website.
yeah,
And,
it's marbellabycivic.com, and we have a Facebook page, which is probably more the place where you find out more about our events. Twitter as well. Just find us there.
Wonderful. It's lovely to meet you again. It was lovely to meet you at the event and see how many people showed up. We'll be giving you full report back on the United Nationalities of Marbella 2018 soon. We're just compiling all our information. If you weren't there, watch this space, because we will be showing you very soon. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Angela.
Nicole. Thank
Absolute
you.
pleasure.
We are we are It's a brand new day.
Hello, I'm Rowan Litcher from Laure San Pedro. Last week's sign was 24th of April. One more time, 24th of April. This week's sign is so that you know where the United Nationalities of Marbella Summit is going to take place, and that is the Velvet Marbella. One more time, Velvet Marbella.
It's gonna go your way. Hey, hey, it's a brand new.
Free taxi 4 times a month and 25% discount on your car insurance if you're the Zero Hero.
Yeah, I'm here in Marbella, but it says here I'm in La Canada.
If you haven't mastered the lingo, don't worry. Linear Director has a free GPS geolocator service that will come and find you.
Hey, hey.
Well, they make me feel calm.
I mean, everyone's got a cat or a dog or, you know, or a bird. But having a chook is a bit different, isn't it?
I get a lot of company from these birds. Hear that?
Henpower is a program that has been built around chook keeping. It's really about combating social isolation and loneliness for older people. My name is Carl Nelson. I'm Director of Research at the Widden Group. We run about 19 aged care homes in New South Wales. Our research shows that levels of social isolation and loneliness amongst older Australians are at about 40%, which compares with about 10% if you ask the general population in Australia.
My name is Orb Lavis, and in front of me here is Priscilla. I don't nurse her or carry her around. She sits in the basket and I push her around. Oh, she's real cunning, you know. If she can get away with something, she'll try. She likes to sleep when she gets in the basket. Feather out of place, she has a go at it.
I don't think anyone had really expected that you could have a hen as a pet. And yet what we found is that if you rear them correctly and get them very used to handling, they are actually fantastic pets.
I don't know what we'd do if it wasn't for these little birds. This is Burley Ford here. I'm 91 years of age. I have little Molly here with me. She keeps me company. I do think it's a good thing, especially for people, well, like myself. You need company. I find it very relaxing. Other people mightn't, but I do. I don't feel stressful, and I think it's half the treatment.
From what we've seen, hen power has definitely is very effective around helping deal with depression, symptoms of depression and anxiety, particularly for our residents with dementia. For many people with dementia, there is often this locked-in feeling where they can't actually express themselves, or they find it difficult to express their emotions. It's brought a lot more life and a lot more laughing and a lot more opportunities to joke and to tease each other and things that we all take for granted.
What was that?
This is this one, having a little hymn.
If you have dementia, it might not be so easy. One lady who makes the noise of a rooster, and that's sort of her way of being funny and expressing her personality.
They are pets, but they're all females. You know, there's no roosters here.
Are you the only rooster in
Oh, there's a few roosters here, but I'm not one.
Animals work really well in therapy for a number of different reasons, and there's some physiological reasons and also some sort of social and interpersonal reasons. Hi, my name's Melanie Jones. I'm a psychologist, and I've spent about the last 10 years or so looking at the bond between humans and animals. Just with that nice, smooth, gentle feeling under your fingers. One of the main physiological benefits of being around animals is that we get an oxytocin hit or an oxytocin rush. That's our feel-good or bonding hormone, and in turn that drives down our stress response and our stress physiology. So when you're not stressed, you deal with pain better. So those patients who maybe have lower mobility might be more motivated to get out and walk.
Holy hell, there's eggs here. There's two here.
With animals, people are more likely to talk about the animals, but also they're more likely to talk to each other in the presence of animals. Add to that the fact that hens are outdoor, and so you're getting people outside into nature, and we also think that's going to have a really beneficial effect.
And I find when you have these chickens, you make friends with the other people. And they're not for everybody. I wouldn't give it up for the world.
Currently we're trialling it in 4 services, and it's a 6-month trial. On the basis of what we've seen so far, it just looks so positive and such a no-brainer, really, that we're going to roll it out across all of our care homes.
The more you look after them, the more they fit in. They can be annoying at times, especially if they don't do what you tell them.
When all else fails, you can always come back to the birds. That sounds stupid to you. You tell them, do you?
unbelievably, tomorrow's already Thursday. That means you can pick up your free edition of the Euro Weekly News. And if you do, why not check out my column, Marbella Moments. Thank you so much for joining us. We love introducing you to the people who make up our fabulous city. And if you've got something to share with our community, please do contact us. We really do want to hear from you because everyone has something to say and most of it is of interest. That's it for me for this evening. Take care of yourselves. Be nice to each other. Y hasta mañana.
And it's time.